Recording,
Okay, I heard that. Recording in progress.
so I don't forget that.
Thank you.
So don't fucking curse, all right?
Hey, come on,
Oh, look
man.
at that! You're actually here. You're not driving your truck or something like that. Jeez.
I'm in Colorado, man.
Oh, you're in
We're
Colorado.
actually
Oh, jeez.
big. We got a big squall coming through. I was going to be on the porch and show off the backyard,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's starting to rain. So,
Okay.
so I,
Hey, Richard, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 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 What? Hang on, I gotta. Once we get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everyone to mute their
Holy.
mics. That way, because the thing with Zoom is any random noise that comes up, the camera will go right to that person, and so it gets a little distracting. So we'll give it a minute here to let people log on, but just if you get a chance, go ahead and mute your.
Tell you what, I'm going to mute everybody, and then
Oh, you can do that
I'll
too.
fire you back up again if I
Okay,
can.
sounds
How come I can't hear it very good, Jose?
turn your volume up.
All right, mute all, and then then James is going to be, unmute yourself, James. Unmute yourself.
Okay,
There you
there you go.
go.
There you go. There you go. Don't have to just wave my arms around wildly.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Carlos is not going to be here tonight. His brother passed away, and they were having a memorial service in Tecate, so he is there with family. So our condolences go out to him, and hopefully there aren't any questions about the financial report. It was published in a skimmer, so if you want to look at it, you can sorry, look at it. And I'm waiting for Alicia to log on. Hopefully she'll be coming in here at some point because I know she wanted to talk about. She went to the what do they call it, the RAPAC boot camp or something like that, called something like that, up in Oxnard. And she was talking about it at the board meeting, and it sounded really interesting. So I asked her to talk about it tonight. So, who else is here? Okay, Jason. Oh, Robert. Is that Bob Miller? Is that Robert Miller?
Bob Miller, yeah.
Okay, good. I can ask him about his rat problem. I see John. I see Josh Stevens. I see someone named iPhone.
Yeah, who's iPhone? I don't know who that is. That rolled over a second page or something. Is iPhone still there?
Uh,
Oh, wait, I got more
It's
people.
Brett.
okay, I see Mario and George 15. I'm assuming that's George Ludwig.
I assume.
I see Harris is here comes Brianna. Yeah, stack it under. We might have more people on here than do at a regular meeting. I thought there was a way I could see like a Brady Bunch,
Oh, there it is. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Oh, it's Brett. There you
Yeah,
are. Jeez, don't get
I'm
up.
probably
Don't-
I'm my phone, but I just figured out how to unmute, so I'll
Okay,
mute back.
that's right. Yeah, don't get up or anything. You look
I
mighty
might
relaxed.
fall asleep, so this
Okay.
better be a real exciting meeting.
I'm sorry, I can't, who's speaking there?
Brett
Brett,
Allard.
Brad Allard? Okay.
Yeah,
I'm unmuting.
he's iPhone.
I'll rename you Brad.
he's iPhone, and I'm not sure
Two
who.
T's or one T, Brett? All right, let's see.
I'm not
We've
sure
got more people.
One.
who's MNEL. Oh, okay, there's Alicia.
A couple more coming in. Alicia,
Sure. Yeah, who's MNEL?
I don't know. Who's
Okay.
MNEL? Can you say who you are?
identified
Is that
yourself.
Mike Nelson, maybe?
Okay, yeah, probably, yeah.
Probably. George again.
Right.
Okay. All right, I don't see anybody else coming in at this point.
So I just wanted you guys to know it's really me.
Okay, good, good, good.
George. We'll fix you, George.
He's outside walking around there. There's Daniel Serta over there. I'm assuming that's who it is. Okay, Josh. I see Brianna's kitchen, but I don't see her. And I'm not sure who this is. Oh, there she is. Walking up with her. Hey there. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go and get started. It's like everyone's here. Paul is writing down the names of everyone, all the members who log in, so we can use that for a raffle at the end. I'm not sure if we have any chapter supporters here tonight, so the raffle may be a little sparse if I don't have verification on what we're raffling off. I know we're going to have the door prize, the 50 or 100, based on what it was last time. I think Richard Hayes is here. He can tell us. We get to that moment. Richard can tell us if anyone won it last week. I believe no one did, and I think it's up to like $200 tonight or something like that. So, thank you for coming out or logging on tonight to this our first Zoom meeting of the year. Don't forget, in July we're also going to have a Zoom meeting. August is going to be the picnic, which will count as the meeting. We're not gonna have a meeting in August because the picnic is what we're going to be going to, and later on, Adam and Brianna can talk about that. In September, we're not doing anything. We're not going to have a meeting. We're not going to have a Zoom meeting. We're not going to have an Apple Baker meeting. We're going to go dark. If you want to go to Apple Baker in September, you can, but there's not going to be an actual meeting. And then October is going to be our mandatory meeting at Apple Baker, and you'll have plenty of time to get ready for that. Are there any questions? If you have a question, Paul, how should they? If someone has a question, should they just hold their hand up like this, or is there a button they can push? Or
There's also a chat down at the bottom of the screen if you want to put something in there.
I don't want to that might get ugly. this group. There's only 3 things in there. Hi everyone. Seth's not unmuted. Hi Joanna. Okay, good. I know that, like I said, I saw Richard Hayes is here, our secretary, and I saw Alicia logging in also. Hopefully she's here and can hear us. I want to get the approval for the minutes. Does anybody have any question about the general meeting minutes for May, for last month's general meeting that we had, which we had at Apple Baker? Does anybody have any questions or concerns or? And I guess no one says anything, no one's saying anything, so I'm going to assume that no one has said anything, so those minutes are approved. Now let's address the June board meeting minutes, that we just had a few days ago. Are there any questions?
John would like to speak.
Yeah, who is that?
John MacArthur would like to speak.
Sure, go ahead.
I have a question. It's kind of about the minutes. It said in there
Which minutes? The board meeting or the general?
the board minutes.
Okay.
It said in there that you were going to be sending out fine notices.
Yes.
Okay, my understanding is that IPSA corporate sends out the fine notices now.
No, they don't. That changed back
Uh,
in, I want to say 2020. I emailed either Penny or Allison, one of them up there, and they said that the BORD voted to remove that, to stop doing that. So if if an individual chapter wants to fine their members, they're basically on their own. And
Okay, because my concern was if they were fining them, were they getting reimbursed and was that just being deducted from our dues? But since they're not doing it, it'll show up on as
what
an
they were,
income.
yeah, what they were doing was they were adding it to the members' invoice for their dues, for their monthly dues. So if, a person paid $30.75, I think it is, which is the chapter plus the IPSA dues, they would add the 50 or whatever it was onto that. And if the person had an auto withdrawal, it would just auto withdraw from their account. But IPSA told me that, hey, IPSA told me that they no longer do that. So I sent out fine letters. I sent them return receipt mail. As of last Monday, which was the last time I had a chance to get to the PO box, nothing had come back, not the receipts and not any of the fines. So I will keep up on this and see.
Okay, so it should show up in the financial statement. There should be a line item of fines as income.
Yes, in the general
Okay.
fund once they come in.
Right, okay.
James, how many people are we talking about being fined?
I should have had that information in front of me. It's like eight. I want to say like 8 or 9 people.
Okay, so 10% of our, or 15, 20% of our membership.
And this was for blue card violations.
Right.
And just so everyone's aware, there were a couple of instances of people who were newer members and claimed that no one had ever told them that this was a rule. There was one person who was going through some personal issues with the death of his family and traveling, and I told him, look, just get the card in. I'm not gonna fine you. So there were some longtime members who are well aware that this is the rule, that we turn our blue cards in twice a year, and just according to Paul, nothing came in. So this is kind of an experiment to see if fining is going to work, if it's not going to work, if there's going to be any issues, if this is going to make people, when we come to the next October, when we have to turn blue cards in again, will we get a higher percentage of on-time blue cards? Or, so that's where we are now.
The fine is also pretty low, I think, so.
It's not going to break anybody. It's just more of just kind of a wake up, kind of a reminder. So, but I've had no feedback. And in the fine letter, I said I had my phone numbers on there, and I said, if you want to talk to me about it, here I am. And I've heard nothing from anybody. So hopefully people receive these things. I spent a lot of time at the post office filling out those little cards, and putting the envelope in a little sticky thing on the back of it for each individual person. So
none of them were called individually?
A couple of them were called. This is a while ago. We're going back to April here. So I know a couple of them were talked to. Some of the newer members I called and spoke to or texted with. This is a different issue we're having right now, and we've been having for a little while, is people are really difficult to get a hold of. We've been having an issue with people, either they don't have a voicemail greeting when you call the number, or it just rings and no one answers, or I get a voicemail, but I won't get a return call. So anyway,
Yet they're still paying their dues.
as far as I know, the dues don't come to us. The dues go straight to, they're on the roster. When I checked the last roster, which comes out at the beginning of each month, so if anything happens between the first of the month and then the first of the following month, As far as I know, everyone's still on the roster, so they're paying their dues, or the dues are being collected. So going back to the beginning, back to what I was saying earlier about the June board minutes, since I didn't, I guess with the exception of the question John had and people follow-up questions people have had about the fines, is there anything else in the June board meeting minutes that people want to ask about? Okay, well, if not, then I will consider the June board meeting minutes approved. Richard, if you could note that, please. Like I said earlier, Carlos is not here. If there are any questions about the financials, you can ask it now, and I can try to answer it, or we can wait until the general next meeting and ask then, or you could contact Carlos yourself. But does anybody have any questions about the financials? Okay, it looks like we're in good shape financially, so that's good to know. Alicia, I saw your name on there. Are you here?
She was there, and I think she might have fallen off. One person is missing from a little earlier. Might be her. Oh wait, she's trying to get back on again.
Oh.
She's
Blink,
coming in now.
blink twice for us.
She's there.
Alicia's Galaxy. That's the.
Yeah. Good shame.
Oh, that's our Galaxy S9. That's her phone.
No, she's got a droid. That's why she can't get in.
She's what?
She's got a droid. She can't get in.
Oh, okay.
There she is. She's there.
There she is. Are you driving, Alicia?
Can you hear me now?
There she is. Now I can hear you. Yeah, there you are. Are you driving?
All right. Well, I can barely hear you, but I'm not sure why.
Maybe turn your volume up a little bit. Something I don't know.
I can't hear you guys.
Is there a given? Are you?
Oh, there you go.
Do you have a volume in your?
Yep, found it. Okay.
Okay, you hear us? Hear me?
Yep.
Good. I don't see a lot of chapter supporters. I see Jay Vasquez. I think he might be it, unless Jay is a member. I just forgot about that.
Oh,
Well, Bree's there. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Well, Bree's like 3 or 4 things.
Chapter supporter.
Chapter supporter. There you are, Jay. There you are. Chapter supporter. Okay. Perfect. All right. Well, any other chapters? Well, actually, Alicia, why don't you talk to us a little bit about chapter supporters and any updates on any new chapter supporters, any chapter supporters who have finally gotten on and gotten their money in, or.
All right. Well, I haven't gotten any more chapter supporter dues in the last month. But I am a little concerned between James, you said that the Poolscape used to be a chapter supporter, but they were not on the spreadsheet for me to follow up with when I started.
Okay.
And then Adam, I did get your message here today as well. And I don't think Jeff is on that list either. Sorry, I'm not at home to be able to check that spreadsheet, but I'm wondering if somehow I did not get a complete roster of who had been chapter supporters, and I'm not, getting out to everybody that had been a supporter in the past. I'm not sure how I can go about making sure that I do get everybody and be able to get everybody's contact information.
John?
Go to an old skimmer look at the chapter supporters and call everybody on that list, like a year or two ago.
Okay,
So, I
Thank you.
mean, you can go back 5 years and anybody that you don't have, their phone number's there. If it's doesn't work anymore, obviously, they're not going to be a chapter supporter.
okay.
Yeah.
Adam? Adam, unmute. Gotta unmute yourself, Adam.
Don't let him figure it out, please.
You got this, Adam. It's the button.
Or on your phone. Blink twice, nod your head if you're on your phone.
Hey, Paul, why don't you unmute him?
Can I do that? I'm saying I can ask him to unmute, and let's see if I can unmute him.
No, you can unmute him if you're the
I'm
host.
saying ask to unmute, that's all I can do. It looks
Okay,
like
got you. I got it.
Oh, there it is.
Jeez.
Okay, so yeah, Alicia, I'll work with you on this. We at one point had 34 chapter supporters. We're down to 11 according to the latest skimmer. So I put out a big long group of texts off of the old book, the most recent little booklet that we had.
Mhm.
And there was about 15 to 18 that were on there. So I'll get together with you. I don't know where they're dropping off from and why they're dropping off, but I texted a bunch of people today, and a bunch of them are like, we don't even know if we're on anymore. You know, we haven't gotten any mail or invoices or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I need to sit down with you, or at least just go over the phone, and we'll go over that. Because they're like Triton was a little bit adamant about him not being on there, because he is a very, very generous donor when it comes to parties and functions and things like that. He said and to be completely transparent and candid, he said he hardly gets anything from us, but is always willing to sacrifice and support the organization. So these are the people that we need to bring back under the fold, under the umbrella. So yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that we were only down to 11. There's so many more. And, if we're not receiving new chapter supporters, then we need to at least try to continue hitting on the ones that have been in the past. So it's important, because that's the way we get things donated for meetings and functions, parties, Christmas party, summer party, all that kind of good stuff. So I'll get together with you on that. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep. No worries.
Yeah, the chapter supporters and our at IPSSA, it's a symbiotic relationship. We get stuff from them, but they get stuff from us also. We when someone comes out to us and says, "Hey, do you know anybody who does solar?" and we say, "A matter of fact, I know several people, or a few different people," and we can say, "Here, let me call these people and refer you to them." We get people who do other services, and in turn, they get business from us, and then in turn, they, like Adam was saying, they provide us with raffle prizes and things like that. We have been having an issue with chapter supporters not. I mean, I don't want to be too blunt or frank here, but just the issue is people just aren't paying. And so it came up, well, do we allow people to remain as chapter supporters even though they are delinquent on paying the dues, or the fee, if you will. So that's where that is.
I've left them on the list that we send skimmers out to, and you'd think that if they read through it, they might see their names missing, hopefully, and we'll want to do something about it.
Oh, I way disagree with that. It's up to us to contact them to get their support, to support us. No, we contact them. We don't wait for them to contact us.
I agree, George. I absolutely agree that I should be able to reach out to everybody. So I will definitely make the step to look through the past skimmers and reach out to people that I did not have on my list. While we were talking, I did look back at emails, and Adam, I do have emails from Jeff. I've been in correspondence with him and he said he was going to send a check and we never got it. I've had several emails back and forth with him. So I'm not sure where we're dropping. He said his wife was supposed to take care of it. And then on May 21st, yeah, he said that he'll have a check sent off that day, and I still haven't seen anything. So I'm not sure where with Jeff, where that communication is dropping exactly.
As an avid bill collector working at Pool Corp, you have to stay on top of them. And you just have to send reminder texts, and you just have to, obviously politely just say, hey, we haven't received that check yet. Sorry to bug you again. Is it in the mail? Just want to make sure we get you in. So, we get you on the board. People know who you are. I know money conversations can be kind of awkward sometimes, but like I said, I have the conversations every day. So you just gotta just politely a couple times, once a week, send a reminder until you get it.
Thank you.
So hopefully it's as easy as the classic cliche, the check is in the mail.
Okay,
Or
John
is it?
has
So,
John was wanting to speak, and then Michael after that.
okay,
Yeah,
John?
just one thing. I mean, the best thing that works, and I collect a lot of money and have for a lot of years, is to call people up. People ignore emails, people ignore texts, but if you call them and talk to them in person, they know you're going to call them again.
Okay, that's good advice.
Also,
Mike?
I think we need to get somebody to update or stay on top of the website, because we got a lot of advertising we're doing for people or companies that aren't chapter supporters. If you go to the homepage, we have people like Dynamic Concrete Coatings, I guess they are. Let's see, who else? If you just go down the list, there's a number of them that are on here. Flex Solar, Pool Safe, Blue Moon Pools, Lifesaver Pools, Race H2O Purification, Thornburg, which, okay, Triton, yeah, Underwater Unlimited. So there's a few others too. So I'm seeing a couple of them that are not, Life Deck. So anyways, if they're not chapter supporters, they should be taken off. They shouldn't get the free advertising then on the website either. So whoever's overseeing the website should take that off.
Well, I'm doing that, and I just counted on the website, there's 12. And maybe I've got one on there that shouldn't be there. I got Sun Chaser, Dynamic, Gardner, GL Pools, Blue Moon.
I got 11.
All those are.
I have 19. Unless, you know what, actually, that might be my issue, because it's maybe I haven't updated the page. Maybe I need to go to, so maybe you have pulled some off.
Yeah, if you
that would be
if you go to the members section and you hit the
well, what about on the homepage though? Because the homepage, if you go to the homepage and then just scroll down, they're all listed there too. And so there's 19, actually even more than
that's true.
19.
The
So they need to be taken off the homepage also then.
But isn't that a great opportunity to reach back out to people and ask why they dropped off?
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't notice that. I can pull those off.
Yeah, but also it's a thing. That's one of the benefits for being a chapter supporter, is having that free advertising then on the website. So
Right.
well, not free advertising, but that's part of the membership too. So they need to know that, and that, to me, that's a big plus for being a chapter supporter and us having a website.
I totally agree, and I did not notice that we had logos there. I'll take care of those later. Hopefully we'll get them to pay. Put them back on again.
And maybe that's a incentive, is just to let them know, hey, we're going to need to take your logo off of our homepage or our website, unless we, can get a re-up or payment. So.
Okay. Let's move on.
How do you chime in?
You got something to say there, Brett?
Oh yeah, just the other thing I was suggesting is, as our vice president was going to contact these ex-chapter supporters, invite them to the August picnic. That might be a good way for them to work their way back into the chapter.
Am I?
$1 donation admission.
What's that?
What's that?
Oh, whatever. Yeah. All right, I'm out.
Okay, let's move on to some committees. John, you want to talk about education at all? I don't. Oh, geez.
The only thing I have on education is I'm still getting people contacting me about the Western. And I'm trying to get
next year's
yes,
Western,
the
or,
forms and their information to send them the money. Mario, who is on tonight, just sent me the form I've been nagging him about for a month. So if anybody did go to the Western, please send me the information so you can get paid for it. That's all I got.
yeah, does anybody have any questions for John about education reimbursement? About what's eligible, what's not eligible? Okay, let's move on. I saw Bob Miller. Bob, are you on there? Hello, Bob.
It looks like,
I saw him on there.
yeah, he was on and he's not, I don't see him on now. If you want to report on,
Well, I'm.
on the sick leave, I can give it to you.
Yeah, I know that. I know. Oh, sure, go ahead, Paul. If you want to give us a.
Well, I guess everything is going well with,
Castillo.
who's out, the one gentleman's out.
Castillo.
Castillo, yes.
Yeah.
And I think everything's working out well there. Unfortunately, I was planning, or we were planning to have Gary also out, and I was assigning, up to 3 pools for many of the members, and then we had Richardson go out as well. Fortunately, Richardson was servicing different areas than the other 2, which were kind of up on the north side of the area. So it was kind of tough to do that. And then we know that Richardson sold, his pools are being taken, the commercials are being covered by Bernie Miralez, who's apparently going to take them over on a work off. So we didn't have to cover those 5 or 6. I assume everything's going well there. I know Richardson called me today and said he forgot 1 pool. So I assigned that out, and I haven't heard back from the member I assigned it to yet. So hopefully that'll work. Gary's also here. He may want to give us an update about his situation. Currently, he's not going out.
Hey, Gary, do you want to talk at all about that?
I'm just briefly will say that I'm not going to be going out on sick leave. So pretty much the coast is clear for me until further notice.
Good. How are you feeling? Everything? Have you started the treatment, right? Or have you not started the treatment?
Well, actually, no. I'm going to be doing an alternative treatment, which is a lot less harsh than chemo.
Okay.
A very targeted treatment, but without side effects. But that will start maybe next week. But it won't necessitate me to leave work.
Okay. Well, just don't forget we are.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're fine.
Thank you.
Just don't forget, Gary. If you ends up that you do need to take some time off, let us know. We've got the assignments already ready to go, and if you need to take the time off, as you know, let us know. There is no.
I really appreciate it.
There is no blood donation breakfast this month. It'll be in July.
Sick leave question.
Sick leave, yes, I was going to get to you, George.
Oh, I thought you were changing from sick leave to blood bank. So
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're going to be talking about new members in a minute here, so that's why I got confused.
yeah, but that's a different issue. Okay, so
go ahead, George.
I'm a little uncertain. Are we only covering Nick Castillo right now?
No, we are covering Nick Castillo and Tom Richardson. So we have two members who are actively on sick leave, right? Or two members.
When did Tom Robinson
Tom Richardson.
Richardson's,
he went out this week. His pools were assigned, I think, last week, and people were picking them up hopefully by Friday or Tuesday, and hopefully servicing this week.
okay, I'll just
He's
double
got
check
maybe
SCP.
he's got about 15-ish residentials, and the commercials he had are taken over, and they're not part of the sick leave.
Okay, I'll double check SCP to make sure. Thanks you. Bye.
Yeah, you should have, you should have
Been
gotten,
contacted.
yeah, you
if-
should have gotten a phone call or something from the sick leave committee. If you didn't get a phone call from the sick committee, then it probably means you weren't assigned a pool. But it's always, better, safe to check and make sure if you're not
That's
sure.
why I asked. Thank you
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much.
Okay. So George, since you're here, do you want to talk about, you said you had a short new member report. I know we have
Excuse
two.
me, can I ask one more question about the Richardson sick leave?
Of course.
What is he out for this time? I think this is the fourth time he's gone out on sick leave. I'm curious what's the problem this
He has
time?
a back issue. He's
having
out with a back issue.
An epidural put in, right? Is what I understand.
Yes, apparently he's going to have some procedure done. I think at this point he's got 1 month on his doctor card, and we'll have to address it in the middle of next month.
Can we find out what, never mind.
Okay, as I was saying earlier, we do have two new members. And George, I see you wanted to talk about new members.
I got contacted Brenham about becoming a new member.
Susan?
Very interested in being a member. Their big concern is they were previously a member of another association
Okay.
that showed disorganization, quit sending them invoices for their membership. And when they called because they hadn't received any, we're told, well, they've been canceled. So the only reason they're leaving that organization is because of the disorganization of the organization.
Okay.
So anyway, it's a very good prospect for us. Longtime member of the business, not us, but in the
Right.
business for a long time. And I was still waiting to hear more from National and from them direct about where we're going from here. They're all set to take the tests. They'll fine with that. They're fine with every single one of our requirements to be a member of our association.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Well, it's an update for everyone. George, based on your feedback about Susan, I sent an email to Allison saying that she would be a great addition to our chapter, and I got a response back from Allison saying that she was going to add Susan to the roster and send her new members get a welcome packet with all sorts of information about the organization and things like that. We also have a member named Brandon who he joined, I want to say 3 or 4 weeks ago. He was I've been trying to get a hold of him. I tried a couple of times to get a hold of him. Like I was saying at the beginning of the meeting, some people are difficult to get a hold of. So hopefully.
Give me that information. I will do
Which information?
anything about this, about Brandon. And
Yeah,
I will
yes.
reach out and make sure somehow, some way I get in contact to him if I have to drive to his house and knock on his door.
Now he is on the roster. So I know there was some confusion early on. He wanted to join, and then Allison sent me a copy of an email where he was wondering why he was being invoiced, and she tried to say because this is part of joining IPSSA. You pay your first month's dues, and there was some confusion there. So she asked me to contact him, which was the initial time that I tried calling him. But then when I went online to look at the roster, I saw his name on there. So they must have gotten the money somehow.
What's his last name?
Hey, let me take that off your hands, there, James. Let me take care of anything that corporate says about new members, testing, paying, not paying, anything at all. Let me take that off your plate. I will take care of it and I will keep you up to date on everything.
Well, okay. As far as paying the dues, paying the invoices, we don't have to chase people down, like, other than like fines and things like that. When it comes to the monthly dues, IPSSA executive, they're the ones who would.
Yeah, but he had a question about it. So turn that over to me. Let me take care of it. New
Okay.
member.
All right, all right.
Okay. What's
Mike-
his name?
Brandon, last name is Freeby, Freeby. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that correctly. Freeby, Freby. He's on the roster, and
I'll find out what his questions are, what his situation is.
You-
And
you should-
I will get in touch with Alicia to put this together and get it handled. You
Yeah.
got me doing it.
all right. You have his contact info, right? If not, I can get you his contact info.
Please send that to me so I make sure I do have it.
All right, I will.
And I'll follow up on testing and all those other things that have to be done and make sure that's all done.
All right, write a bunch of notes here. Okay. Brianna and or Adam, do you guys want to talk about the upcoming picnic in August?
Adam, you want to go or you want me to go? Well, he's muted, so I guess I'm gonna go.
Yeah, there you go.
Picnic August 17th. Our space has been officially booked. We have we're doing a taco truck again, different vendor. I've tasted this vendor personally. They make amazing food and they were half the cost that our last vendor was. So we're really excited about that. We have snow cones, adult snow cones for those who would like to partake, cotton candy machine, fun pool related games for the kiddos, caricature artists, photo booth, all the fun things. So just a fun afternoon, come hang out. We'll officially launch the invitation at the end of this month. RSVP would be appreciated, not required, but appreciated. So at least we can get a head count and get an idea. I'm guesstimating about 40 to 60 people was kind of the range based on our success that we had last year and the year before that. So it's great. It'll be a good time. It's up in, I know we talked about this, it's up in Poinsettia Park, which is up in Carlsbad. I'm trying to give North County a little bit of juice to come down to the events and enjoy themselves. I know it's August, I know it's summertime, but it is, Adam went and saw the park with me. It is literally right on the coast and it's beautiful. The weather is at least like 5 to 10 degrees cooler over there, and it's going to be a really good. And our area is shaded pretty well. We'll have a couple members bring some pop-ups if needed, but the area itself is actually where people will be sitting to eat is actually very nicely shaded. So it'll be a good time.
They also have.
Is this an entire,
Go ahead, George.
is this a Region 7 picnic?
Yes, sir.
So all the chapters, how many are there? 7 chapters?
Six.
Yeah, everybody's going to be given a portion of the bill. We're working together with the other chapter supporter presidents to figure out exactly what's fair for each chapter. And a lot of the other chapters also have other chapter supporters. They have other people that might be able to help participate in making the thing run smooth and add to the actual event. They have beautiful bathrooms. They've got pickleball courts. They've got a beautiful structure for the children, and it's really close. So, and right to the parking. So I think logistically it's going to be pretty feasible for everybody. And I already made the first round of texts to all the chapter supporters that I know off of the newest skimmer, the 11 that were on here, plus the others that I have, kind of solicited for donations, pool related, non-pool related, cash, services, things like that. So we've already got 4 or 5 that have committed. So things are rolling. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks, Brianna, for all your help on that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to do it.
And you are a chapter supporter too, so I'm going to hit you up.
We already covered Pool Corp case for all the drinks. That's already locked in and done.
I'm just, I'll make a note, duly
And Full
noted.
Court bought this cotton candy machine, so you know, there's that too.
All right. Oh, I'm looking forward to an adult snow cone on August 17th.
Hell yeah.
Alicia, you recently went to Oxnard, California to attend a RAPAC, right? A RAPAC training event. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? I know people will be curious about what that was.
Sure. Yeah, I did. I participated in the Pool Nation boot camp, which this one was held at the Oxnard RAPAC facility. So it was a full day of hands-on training, a 4-hour chemistry presentation, and then 4 hours of pulling apart the Avia all the way down to the shell. So even further than their last boot camp, which they have had us pulling apart down to the heat exchange on those. And then if you guys have ever seen Brad Duncan, he's an amazing presenter. I think we've had him at Region 7 Tabletop, I want to say, in the past. Super really thorough, great education. Obviously, you know, with heaters, once you know how one heater works, you can pretty much figure out any brand heater. So it was a really great, all-encompassing day of learning up there. And the Pool Nation guys were you know, always very entertaining, provided a nice lunch, provided a social event the night before just for hanging out and getting to know each other. So yeah, it was a really great get together and learning opportunity.
And does that happen every year, or I'm trying to get some information from, you know, maybe people might be curious about this and might want to attend this kind of thing the next time it happens. This is a Pool Nation event, right?
The Pool Nation, yeah. So it's the guys that run the Pool Nation podcast. They have been doing, you know, their own kind of education rooms during the Western show, and so they keep growing. And so this is the first time that they've ever done this extensive of a boot camp. They did do a version of a boot camp at the conference in Vegas, and they'll do a whole on conference at the PSP conference in Dallas this year. But this is the first one. They considered it their 201 level boot camp. It's their first time that they've ever put that on. So they're just testing the waters on you know, getting nice thorough education out there, and the hands-on aspect. So there's not a lot of that going on with anybody else. So it's been really yeah, a good opportunity to, you know, physically, like at the conference or at the boot camp they had in Vegas. That boot camp included wiring up new Aquastar pumps, doing the Omni Logic programming, wiring both the high and low side of the entire board. So and hands-on, like you're stripping wires and gluing pipes and just kind of getting some good practice and you know, kind of learning little tidbits that
Sure.
we may know and forget or have never known. So but in answer to your question, like that, you have to kind of follow their podcast to know what the education they're putting on. But they will be doing a big lineup of classes at the National PSP this year.
Okay, and PSP is it?
Pool Spa Patio Expo.
Oh, okay.
That's in Texas, right?
It is in Texas this year instead of Vegas.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it's usually in Vegas, isn't it?
John, you got
Yeah,
a comment?
yeah.
Ashley, was there a charge for this? And was this in San Diego County?
That's Alicia, actually.
Alicia.
Alicia, excuse me.
Um, so, there is technically an enrollment fee. I'm kind of buddy with the Pool Nation guys, so they actually fronted my admission. There was, however, a hotel room out, so it was in Oxnard, so it's up by Ventura Beach.
Do you not like money?
Do you like money? I do like money.
You
Yes.
could get reimbursed $250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah,
send in the form.
yeah, get that form in because there's a lot of money in education that is just sitting there. Oh,
Yep.
John
I will
has
get
got
the
late. Yeah, and that goes for anybody. Anybody, as I alluded to earlier, anybody who goes to a class, who goes to a seminar, if it's in San Diego or if it's in, Monterey, you can get money back for attending to cover your travel costs, to cover the cost of the event. So,
And the other thing is you can always call me ahead of time in case you're not gonna go if it's not getting paid for. And I'll let you know. We do not pay for art classes unless you paint swimming pools.
sounds good.
good to know. Is it, before we move on, does anybody else have anything they wanted to bring up, something I may have forgotten? I know we covered.
Yeah, I'll bring up
tonight.
something real quick. So
Okay.
people that didn't attend the Poolscape event, it was a great event. At that event, this is talking for the drowning prevention part. So we had representatives from the San Diego Drowning Prevention Foundation. A lot of you know her. So
Nicole.
We gave, or Metro gave a check for $1,000, and then we also gave a 500 coloring books with the IPSSA, from IPSSA, has the IPSSA logo and stuff for kids and stuff too. So we'll be giving more out at the picnic and also raising some more funds for swim lessons and that kind of thing. In fact, that $1,000 is going to be, we're not sure exactly where it's going to be targeted, but it will be targeted in underserved communities in San Diego. So for swim lessons.
Yeah, it was a good event. I wish more people from our chapter had shown up to the event, the Poolscape event. We got to see this machine they have that they use to remove old plaster and laminate on pools that they were going to remodel, and it uses this technology that apparently only they have, or they're one of the few places that has this technology. And rather than jackhammering, which, if you've ever been near a pool that's being resurfaced, that jackhammering just is this horrible loud noise that goes on. They can use this. It's a water jet system, I believe, and much quieter, much more efficient, and can do the job much better. And so Kirk was very proud of this machine and loved to talk about it. The BK Taylor Award, last year's BK Taylor Award for the region, and Mike, jump in if I'm misspeaking here, was awarded to Pierre Braun from the Metro chapter.
East County chapter.
East County. I don't really know Pierre. I'll be honest to say I don't know if I've ever spoken with him. In fact, I found out at the event that I was sitting next to him when they called his name to come up. This guy next to me stood up and walked up. So, but apparently he has been an active member, a longtime member of the East County chapter, and he received the Region 7 BK, the Czech Region 7 BK Taylor Award. It became the nice little what do I call it, statue or a little thing. So hopefully they'll have this event next year and more people will attend.
Yeah, although the BK Taylor, it was delayed. Normally that award is given at the tabletop in January, but because of Pierre's health, he wasn't able to receive that award. So we waited until his health was better to where at this event we were able to give it to him. Well deserving. So yes.
Okay.
Adam has his hand up.
Adam.
Answering George's question, Poolscape is not one of our chapter supporters, but I put him on the list to make a phone call to.
Well, actually, at this event, Stephanie, I believe her name is, who is the office manager at Poolscape, she came to me and she said she wanted to know why their name wasn't on the list, because she recalls sending again, she goes, we sent a check. And I said, well, I'll talk to Alicia. And Alicia, Stephanie promised to call you. I gave her your contact info and she said she was going to be giving you a call. Did you get anything from her? Do you recall, Harry?
I didn't get anything from her, and they were definitely not on my spreadsheet that I was given to reach out to for this year. So
okay. No, I know in the past they have been chapter supporters. I've they used to, Kirk used to come to our meetings and talk about stuff, and they've had these events before, and so these aren't they didn't just come out of nowhere, and so I was a little surprised to see that they weren't on the list, frankly. So hopefully we can get this resolved and get them back on.
It's been at least 5 years, maybe 10 years since they've been on, I think.
Okay, well.
We're missing a ton. I mean, even PS 2000, Kyle was there. Everybody, if I'm not mistaken, was notified for this function. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, the food, the donations, the raffles. This is a networking opportunity, and I think a lot of times people have been in the industry for a little while. They think they don't need to kind of rub elbows with people in the industry, but these are the people that we're going to that are doing stuff that we can't do. And, leak detection, resurfacing, fencing, all that kind of stuff. RO, spa repair. I know we have Harwood, but, that's what Pierre did, and he's retired for health reasons. And I think Bill Finch is another one who's about ready to retire, and he's not even on our list. But Alicia, don't worry about it. We're going to sit down and we're going to go over all that and start readdressing the people that have been missed. So with that said, I did have one thing on the skimmer. The one that says it's San Diego chapter continuing education. This word information is actually supposed to be corrected information. I just wanted to put it out there. I'm not an expert in English, but that needs to be corrected. So
you actually printed that, Adam?
I actually read it and printed it. I'm in Colorado. I got nothing else going on.
Oh, geez.
Way to kill a tree.
Yeah. Here to cut, I promise. So, and Brett, by the way, you lost $150 last meeting. I'm just wanted to remind you of that because you didn't make it. Okay, I just want to make sure. So.
Okay, Adam, thank you for reminding us.
Okay, figured out how to unmute yourself.
Jeez.
Poolscape fell off in like 17.
Every time we cut to Brett, he looks like that chick from the Titanic. Lying on his side there, like he's gonna get painted. We do have. Let's move on to the raffle, and we can finish up, and everyone can go back to their evenings. Do any of the chapter supporters who are here tonight have anything we can raffle off? Bree, do you have any tabs or anything like that we could? Brianna, she there?
All right, I'm doing just.
Oh, no, sorry, she's getting back in. So,
Jay, you to talk. Jay, did you bring anything? A poll or anything?
Jay's not there anymore.
Oh, he left. What a wiener.
I'll talk about prizes. He logs out. Jeez.
Yeah, it's summertime. I'll do 2 buckets of tabs.
Okay, 2 buckets tabs. I'll add that into the
Today's
That's-
officially the last day of spring.
right page here. Let's start with the main prize. Richard Hayes, can you hear me? Richard, you still there?
Unmute, Richard.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so it is the prize is up to $200 since
Yes.
no one won it in the general meeting in May, and so reach in there and draw out a member name, and let's see if we can give away $200 tonight.
I'm gonna reach in, or Paul's doing it.
No, it's out of the chips.
You have the chips, right?
The chips.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hold on.
Oh, all right. Well, while he's going out to get the chips.
Here, Jose.
You want to move on with one of the other ones? We could do the 25.
All right. Why don't we?
You want to reach in here and pull out a chip?
Oh, he's there. I can hear his voice.
You want to do the 25?
Here, Jose. Come here and grab it. Are you busy?
I got George for the 25.
Okay. So George Ludwig.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, so George Ludwig won $25. Richard, go ahead and pull out one of the chips to see if we can give away $200.
All right. So I'm gonna have my brother-in-law pull one out.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Different
So this
bodies.
is for the 25?
No, this is for $200.
Oh, the $200 one. Oh man, I hope he gets my name. John Barron.
Not here.
No. Here, in fact, okay.
Okay.
James, is he still a member?
As when you divide everyone into member and not member, he's a member, yes. So I know there has been some talk about John possibly leaving the membership and becoming a chapter supporter, since that is more in line with his type of work.
Thanks, Jose.
I think
that's it.
Those of you who have spoken to John or interacted with John know that he is an incredibly nice guy, very easy to talk to. Makes most of the majority of his business is filter cleaning, and he works out of his PT Cruiser. And so if you go to Superior or SEP and see a PT Cruiser parked in there, chances are John's in there. But I said to John, it would be better for him and probably better for us also if he were to become a chapter supporter rather than a member. He wouldn't have to attend meetings or meet requirements like blue cards or water testing, temperature testing, or things like that. And for about $60 more per year, he'd have the right to come and talk at the meetings, to get business from us. So.
But he would make that $200 if he would have been there tonight.
Oh, and because he still is a member technically. So until he actually leaves. So I'll let him know that. So we have two buckets of tabs to give away. Let's give away one right now.
Chavez.
Right.
There you go,
Thank you.
Hey, Fernando.
Thanks.
Fernando, bucket of tabs.
Okay, one more. There's another one. Well, you didn't win the 200, Richard, but you got a tabs. Richard Hayes.
Richard Hayes. All right.
Awesome.
So, you guys, go down to Superior, El Cajon, and just tell Bree that, hey, where are my tabs? And you'll get the tabs there.
Thank you, Brianna. You're very generous.
Thanks, Brianna.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you, Brianna.
thanks, Brianna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right, if there's nothing else, why don't we call this meeting adjourned, and we'll meet up again in July, same bat time, same bat channel.
We'll do it again.
All right.
Guys.
Okay. Thank you very much. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you. Thanks, James. Bye.
Night,
Good night.
everybody.
We can figure out how to leave here. Here we go.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, I'm gonna shut it off for everybody. Good night.
Good night.